Scots are now going to sing Flower of Scotland themselves.
Just keep your eyes on his score, you're going to score up on your feet.
I'm not paying you for.
Jake, we're going to get too tight to the line running in. Try to put cover on the third. Not yet, Ian. Okay. In number 10.
Active start, Benji.
Steve Woodburn. All right. No way. Ball went backwards as well. Shield your top now.
Knock on!
Hey, Colonel. Where you going there?
Nice, Riley! Keep it up! Not on, lads!
Take the kicking tee out, Simon. What's the old side?
Yeah, have you done that?
Huh?
Have you done that? Have you done that with like 3, I don't know, like 3.5 hours. Sorry, like 3 hours.
Don't let him out, boys. Big chase.
There's less than that going home.
Didn't do Wednesday, by the way.
Johnny! Duncan! Fennell! Shoulder!
What are you trying to say?
Greggy! Get ready, get ready.
I saw the amateur game between Scots and Irish.
He lost it! Okay, give a check on their substitutions. I've already done two. Not unlimited. Pick up corner. Okay, pick up corner.
Yeah, I've got to go someone different, because that's why I think this should have.
What's going? Did you back that up?
Speak to you later.
Come on, pressure. We're too slow in the back row. So it's getting into the back row straight away and then it's stopping. Go wide, get on. Okay, just tell Matt, we need to go wide after the bus. Sign balls. Look for now, can it's there. Come on. Come on, Ethan. Go on, Ethan. Right, Scotland! We kicked it, you idiot! You're joking! Ken Mannion put a drummer kick in. Seriously? Okay, he said that Ken Mannion knocked on. Because Kevin was only playing to touch the ball on our side. Well taken, Dave Marvin. Keith, just tell our chasers, we don't want them trying to block the ball, we just want them to put it under pressure so he dodges his kick. Don't want it turning back to 0. That is a try, as a way of Tony there, Keith, that's straight with the ball. It's on contact. Tell them it's on contact and they've got to be really careful.
Come on, big boy.
Ball. Okay. Come now. Head on ball and backwards.
Stop doing it.
Watch on subs. Get up here! Forward! Stretch your leg!
Come on, you Blues!
Well done, touch judge. We've actually got it on the spot out there. I'll tell you what, it would have been dead easy for him not to. Take it 10.
Get him down! Get him!
He's only on his one, so wasn't he?
Pretty knocked on.
Come on, England! Shoot!
Welcome back to Huendon Rugby Football Club in Scotland, in the home nations. The final game, the score at the moment is Scotland 6, England 6, and we're in for a pulsating second half. Dave McCormack, special comments about the first half, please.
Yes, I think Scotland showing plenty of pride and passion in their play, and England just need to weather the storm for the next 20 minutes or so, and I think I'm quite confident England can come out winners in the end.
Cheers, Dave. And we get underway in the second half. It's going to be a drive for Lee Addison to take the ball up. He does well there, evades one tackle before being brought down 12 yards from his own line. Play the ball. Here comes Matt Pennington. Does all right there. Scotland really have come into this game fired up after two comprehensive defeats by Ireland on Monday 22-5 and also the Welsh 62-10 on Wednesday. Good yards. Oh, Tony's lost the ball and Scotland come away with it. It's number 13. That's Colin Reid. Mannion does well there, wraps up the ball well. Helps out by Paul Smith. Tony makes up for his loss there with a fine hit though. So what's on the cards here for Scotland? Have I got any moves planned, or is it 5 scoots for a scoot? No, makes some more yards, down to the post. Is a drop goal coming here? That's a poor knock on there by number 17, Ashley Carroll from UCE in Birmingham.
I think, well, Sash, I think that was a costly mistake made by Scotland, turning the ball over in the England red zone. I think England have been let off the hook a little there.
Yes, David, Scotland really are, to win this game today, they've really got to put their 40 down early on, because I think as the game will go on, it will go more in England's favour. They've got the fitness over the Scots, through to superior coaching, the likes of John Kane, Keith Sykes, and fine physio and Johnny Whalen from Keighley. He really has shaped the England lads up. They're all on creatine this week and Gabba.
Well, Sash, yeah, I mean, in previous games so far, the lads have shown great mental strength as well as physical strength, and I think that we've won our games in the last 20. I think hopefully it will show today.
Definitely, David. Let's see what they can do. Here comes Woodburn, and that's a slow play of the ball there. Woodburn does all right. There's a big Scotland following on the far side. I think they're all Welsh and Irish, but and the crowd are getting excited.
Yeah, there's a few Anglo-Welsh over there. Yeah, we've got Scotland colours on for this evening. Don't know why. I think they all fancy seeing the English getting beaten today for some reason.
I think they're all a bit bitter, David.
Yeah, maybe, like the Guinness.
This could be a try here. This could be a try. It's a try for Scotland. The big fella scored it. We don't know his name, but he has scored the try, and Scotland take the lead. The Scotland players are going mad here. Have we got a shock on the cards? It's 10-6 to Scotland, 5 minutes into the second half.
Well, Sash, this is reminiscent of the famous Sheffield Eagles win at Wembley. This is disastrous for the England team, and looking at the touchline, the coaches Keith Sykes and John Kane do not look best pleased.
I think Sash and Dave will agree with me, though. They have to play out these sets of 6. They're losing too much ball. It's slippy, it's greasy, and it's going all over the place. What do you think, boys?
The key to success, Gareth, is to complete your sets of 6. You got, to win the game. As Chris Simpson once said to me, an Australian coach says 5 scoots for down and you'll be successful.
Well, I think that is part of rugby league football, to keep hold of the ball for 6 tackles. That's a great conversion by the pint-sized scrum half for Scotland, as he takes a sip of his water and gets back to the centre spot. Game on.
Come on, England, let's take it up there and keep hold of the bloody ball this time.
I don't know what the cameraman's doing, but so far his video work's been quite good. He's from Wigan, and he likes lots of palm peas, you know what I mean, cocker, eh? Not too impressed there, but anyway, game on the way. Here comes Addison. Lee does well there. Evades a couple of tackles and quick play ball. Scott's holding him down well. Here comes Pennington and Norwood. No, it's Kinsey. Kevin Mannion looks to offload, but he can't force the ball. It's good defence.
Yeah, Kevin Mannion looking very strong in the early stages of the game. And here comes Paul Smith. Very, very strong player. Very experienced with the Great Britain squad. When I was with the England squad this week, everyone showing very determination to win this tournament. A lot of determination. As played to Matty Reynolds, back to Chris Kinsey. Puts a long kick in.
It's fielded by the Scotland winger, Stuart Connell. He scoots away, but Mark Simpson does well to tackle him long with Matt Pennington. DJ's in there too. DJ's Tony Wright. No, it isn't, it's Matt Reynolds.
Great double tackler from Mark Simpson, and he's working his backside off there as he returns to his field position. This needs good defence here from England as they move in. And the big second row mark takes the ball in.
And here he comes. Strong defence by Smith Woodburn. A good low tackle by Matt Pennington. I think he got a knock in the first half, but he's shaking it off well. It's a good chase by Paul Smith, and he gets in a knock, and here comes Ziggy. Here he's in open field. This lad is dangerous, he's very quick, but it's a good tackle though by the Scotland number 4, Danny McLaughlin from Glasgow. Here comes Tony Wright. He does well. So England won the first tackle after the 0 tackle, so I've got chances here. Pennington goes to make some hard yards. It does well. Oh, it's a support on the inside. England have got a move lined up here off Chris Kinsey. Along the lines, Mannion. Steve Penny makes it half gap. Oh, he can't get the ball away in the tackle, and Scotland line up in defence again. Kinsey, Pennington. Here comes Paul Smith. He's got Graham Muckett outside. And can I get it there? He can. Muckett. Oh, that's good defence again. Scotland are drifting well. They're moving up and out in defence. Smith, here he is. Pennington. Dummies well. Good ball. Chris Kinsey. This could be a try. It's a try for Chris Kinsey. And England are right back in this game at 10 points to 12.
Well, Matt Pennington's shown all the experience there. Has held the ball up, showed a dummy, and hit Chris Kinsey steaming onto the ball, and he's showing great delight in scoring that try. Over to Gareth Shepherd.
Well, what can we say about Chris Kinsey? He really is the brains behind this England team, isn't he? Everything goes through him. He's the pivot. What's your comment, Dave?
So we've got 25 minutes to go here at Hugh Endon Rugby Ground. Steve Perry will show his conversion to make the score 12 points each. Moving for a very exciting.
As John Kane goes onto the pitch there, Sash, he's very much in the Peter Fox mode. He's a very expressive coach. He likes to get involved both on and off the pitch, as we saw the other day with him offering out the Irish scrum half.
Yes, I think John were just a bit upset really, you know. Like today, they were trailing early in the second half and he got a bit aggressive. But that's passed, to be fair, he's done well and he's a nice bloke, he means well.
I mean, I can certainly vouch for that, boys. I really did feel the edge of his tongue in the first 10 minutes of that game. I wasn't having a good one, and he really did come on and let it be known to me what I had to do. I'll tell you what, I pity any poor sod out there that isn't doing their job.
Well, the big number 10 missed the ball, but here comes a not bad run by the full-back. He does well. Beats Kev Mannion.
As you see Simon Bowles and Neil Gregg warming up here on the touchline. Neil Gregg takes a sip of water and gets some of his spinach, his Popeye spinach, boost him through the rest of the game. Back to the game, he's the big second row doing a lot of work here. I believe his name is... Oh, it's not on her, but I think his parents are in the stand and they're calling him Mark.
We'll call him Jock Dave.
Jock. Sweaty sock Jock. Yes, good call, Sashbrook. As the Scots open it up. It's a good, strong run, great ball. It's the wingman as Tony Wright comes across and Dave Harvey wraps him up finally on the 5th tackle. Scott Hooker scoots, managed to get the ball away as the Scots throw it around a bit on the 5th tackle. Doing well here. The final kick, it's blocked, and look at that, I think that'll be back to 6, Sash. But yes, it is, and a good follow-up by Dave Abbey, and yes, the referee wipes the tackle count clear, and it's game on.
Here comes Scotland number 17. This lad spins well in the tackle. He's done all right again. He's made 10 yards, but good defence by the DJ. He puts him on the back again. Here comes Scotland. Makes another good 10 yards before being met by Matt Reynolds. Bounces off him there. And we've got Angela Powers on the touchline from Sky Sports. What a sensational woman she is. I'm sure a few of the lads won't mind getting in there tonight.
Well, Sash, yeah, she is a very attractive lady, as she does work her camera well.
She knows all the positions, David. From the touchline anyway, so I've just been informed. Long lens, superb. But anyway, in the meantime, kick ahead. Mark Simpson picks up on his own line. Does well. Now Simpson, he'll go all the way. This is a try. This is a try. This is a... oh! It's still going. Great yards. 55 yards, Mark Simpson. He's done well there. A quick play ball. Kinsey, he's offside. He's got a chance here. Mannion, if it goes, they'll score. Pennington, can he make the break? Oh, he offloads. And it's back to 1. He's back to 1 by the referee. So, and the linesman's got his flag up, I don't know why.
And the linesman's waving ferociously over there. Looking very nice in his little black number, his socks pulled up. Nice little white collar. As he's very descriptive in what happened. A lot of hand movements. And it's a penalty to England as the referee pulls over a Scots player. And here we see Neil Gregg and Simon Bowles, who'd never take a backward step, entering the fray, and DJ Tony Wright comes off.
And we come round to the linesman on the near touch line, just being informed by the cameraman that this lad. To the max. He's one of the biggest linesmen you'll ever see. Anyway, back to the game.
Yes, linesman. Yes, sorry. Commenting on the linesman. I think he's been on the glue.
He's gotta go. He's gotta go. He's gotta go.
I was too busy concentrating on the linesman, but I believe it's a nasty hit on his Simon Bowles. Has just entered the fray. It's baptism of fire for the lad, and he's not looking well. As Duncan the physio goes across. And Steve Woodbourne takes one out, sets it up for a play. Here we go, Neil Gregg with his first... No, Simon Bowles coming back for more. And very close to the line, a lot of pressure on the Scots line here. I think we could see a try. Oh no! And it's a penalty to England. I think the sensible option would be the penalty, but Pennington might decide to run the ball. With a lot of influence from John Kane off the touchline, as we said earlier, he's decided to opt for the 2 points. As Steve Perry steps up and over to Gareth Shepherd.
Well, what can I say about that high tackle there? I definitely think that deserved 10 minutes at least, fellas. It was disgraceful. We've seen that a couple of times in this tournament. People have got away with high tackles. I think it's definitely an issue that should be addressed more in Student Rugby League.
Yes, as we saw earlier from the rest of the game, the game has looked like it's going to boil over at one stage, and I think that could have been the turning point as Steve Perry lines this kick up. Takes 2 steps to the left, rubs his nose, hands on hips.
Model pose.
Model pose, strikes through the ball, and the kick is good!
Well, that's a great piece of commentary, Dave.
We've got a ball game on our hands now, boys. Here we are, the Sydney Football Stadium. Ray Warren with Peter Sterling.
I think it's Hillhead Sports Club, actually, Sash, in Glasgow. Don't get carried away, mate. We really have got our game on our hands here as John Kane takes a sip of his water. Now let's see what the England players are made of. Showed a lot of character during the week, but this Scots lads, they really are showing Scottish pride.
Chris Houston's on the far touchline for Scotland, lad with the nice perm there. Now Chris has been involved in both games so far. Got Simbind in the first game against Ireland, and he's really getting out on that far touchline. With England leading here by 14 points to 12. I think he wants to get involved. I'm sure he'll be on soon to cause a few brawls.
Now let's see what Scotland can do. Great tackle from Simon Bowles as he checks and chases. Now let's see what these Scots lads are made of. They just suffered a lot of pressure on their line, resulted in 2 points lost. Now England have got the tails up. It's another Scotland forward taking in and receiving a lot of punishment from the England forwards. Neil Gregg and Paul Smith make the tackle. Gregg chases. Another forward to take the ball in. Great hit by Bowles and Pennington. But to be fair to Scotland, made good yards in this set of 6. Bit of indecision there, and the young scrum half, little scrum half should I say, puts the ball up. Great take by Mark Simpson. Really is a solid fullback, a lot of pace, and I think Sash, he could be one of the men he could change the game, Sash.
Well, Mark Simpson's a very elusive player. It doesn't look as if he's going quick, but I can assure you he's one of the quickest players in the student game. When we fillet kid of Liverpool, John Moores, who isn't unfortunately here this week.
I mean, every time he's got the ball today, boys, Sibbo's looked really dangerous. He's been making yards, hands over foot, straight off the back off the kick.
And we're back to the game. Matt Pennington's being hit quite hard and he's lost the ball, but I'm sure he'll shake that off and put in a few big hits in the next few minutes.
Yes, Matt Pennington turning the ball over directly on the halfway line as the 2-patch scrum down, and this could be vital for Scotland to make something of this set of 6. Pick up from the base of the scrum. Kinsey wraps him up, but again he makes good yards, assisted by Harvey and Smith. Another great tackle, copybook tackle from Harvey around the legs. In the England camp this week, Harvey's been given the tag of Nobby the sheep, because he resembles a sheep.
And in the meantime, Scotland players wrapped up there by Mannion and Woodburn. What are the options? They really got to score in these next few minutes. We're going to show that they're in contention for this game. It's a 5th tackle. What's on? It's up to the sky. Here comes pressure for Simpson. He's done very well again, and that's superb, Mark Simpson. He might be put on his back, but he's done well there. Under pressure, but this lad is class. Here comes Dave Harvey. Oh, Dave Harvey. Dave Harvey's beaten 4. Can he offload and tackle? No, he can't, but he's done really well there. 40 yards. And quick to play the ball to the left could cause Scotland in trouble. Here it comes. Pennington, Kinsey. Now, Muckett's outside him. We've got Kinsey steps. Chris Kinsey. Chris Kinsey, no. Fine tackle again. And the slow ball eventually has been made. Matt Pennington. Oh, that's a knock on. And Scotland get a chance to regroup again.
Well, Pennington's got a dose of the dropsies in the last 5 minutes. Turn the ball over once more in a vital position for England. England showing a lot of talent there. Pace of Chris Kinsey, the strength of Dave Harvey on this wing. Prepares to come on. It's a high carb drink available at local retailers.
And for the 3 games, where is this coming from, David?
Well, Coach John Kane being very generous has supplied us with all with the high carb drinks, but he then informed us that we have to pay £3 each, and that's how we pay for them, Sash.
Well, what can you say? Very fair bloke. Lets people know what's going on, and well done. Gareth.
Well, you say he lets people know. He certainly did let Sheldon, the Irish scrum half, know the other day exactly what he wanted to do with him.
Without dwelling on that fella, let's get back to the game. And Scotland running hard, but met well there by 19. Mike Seddon introduces himself to the game. Working hard again from Marker, but then it's met by a wall of English defence as the Scots set themselves again for another drive. It's a missed pass. Out to this jinking. He looks dangerous for Scotland, this lad. I'm not sure of his name, but...
We'll call him Jason Robinson.
Jason Robinson. So that name sounds familiar. As the Welsh fans interrogate the English players on that side of the field. A scoop from half-back as he knocks on. Recovered there by Mike Seddon as England regroup and the Scots get ready to prepare for some defence. Woodburn now, done a lot of hard work. He's a very good player, this lad.
Woodburn reminds me of Rodney Howe, the hit-up king in Australia, but Rodney's been done for steroids recently, so I hope Steve Woodburn is not on the same sort of lines.
Well, I think the only substance that Woody would test positive for would probably be pie and chips from the local chip shop.
Yes, there's not many Sydney beaches for Woody to show off his physique. I'll show Rodney how got tempted by the babes. He was a bit insecure, Rodney, and he fancied a big body, so he got on the gear. Great long ball from Kinsey to Mannion. This tall Barry John Mather lookalike. That's a good hit on the 5th tackle as Pennington prepares to receive the ball. Back to, oh no, it's blindside. It's blindside to Simpson. Simpson is the danger man. Puts a crossfield kick in. As the Scottish fullback recovers, does very well. The ball turned over the Scots 5-metre line. They'll have to work hard to get out. There's another great chase at marker from Mike Seddon. No, Dave Harvey, should I say. And the English doing well here in the Scots 20. Smith prepares to make another tackle. Doing very well, working very hard. That's a third. Well, maybe a late tackle there from Woodburn coming in. Scots finding it hard to work out this 20. Neil Gregg makes another tackle.
Neil Gregg's having a storm. I wonder why he didn't start today, David. He had a great game against Ireland in midweek too.
Well, the strength and depth in this English squad is amazing, and Neil just struggled in training and found it hard to make his place in today's game. And that's a very poor kick from the Scots backs. I'm sorry, but I'm being interrupted here by loud John Kane shouting instructions down to the touchline as the ball's turned over on the Scotland 30. Or should I say Scotland 40? As Mike said, first play the ball. Matty Reynolds. Woodburn hits it flat. Makes good yards, Woodburn. Half a bust there from Woodburn. Ball played. Works hard off the ground to play it back to, and Sash, my co-commentator, points out there's a lot of hint of offside. Come on, referee! Come on, touch judge. I'm sorry, my England colours showing through there. As Kinsey, a great ball to Mannion, this long striding back. But you see, caught with the ball. As Mike said now, heads towards the sticks. It's a great run from Seddon, and it's a great try from this substitute as he slams the ball down in delight. And Kane makes his way to the touchline with his bottle of water in his hand to congratulate the second row with a big rack as the subs fly on with all the water and all the gabba and all the steroids, maybe?
Creatine tablets, carb drinks, you name the lot, they'll be on the pitch now.
Well, Mike said as soon as he picked up that ball, there was only one place he was going, and that was over the whitewash, wasn't it, Sash?
That's not a try, that's a goddamn miracle, Mike. Anyway, in the meantime, we've got some sensational women in the crowd here. We've got, I think it's, is it... Excuse me, Cocker. Whose dad are you? Go on, whose dad are you? Whose mum are you?
I'm not saying.
Go on.
Oh, go on, go on, go on.
And I'm going to... Go on.
Go on, we're the teammates.
Dave Harvey.
Steve Woodburn.
No, it's not Woody, it's not Woody.
It's Dave Harvey, I bet it's Dave Harvey.
It's got to be.
Well, we'll call him Dave Harvey's parents anyway. Dave Harvey's parents here, along with his two lovely sisters. They really are enjoying the game and they're getting well excited. Dave's having a storm and he's running well.
Well, a touch of camera shyness there from these England fans, but they surely are showing their colours here as the English side, against the odds, against the rest of the crowd, a small minority of England fans in this stand.
Where's that lovely Angela Powers gone? She's disappeared again. She's one sensational woman. And we've got LaCrutch over at the far side. He's been on the creatine this week. He's been bulking up to the max. He now weighs 24 stones. And below we've got the Welsh wizard Stuart Singleton. He had a top game this afternoon, but unfortunately got injured near the end. Meantime, we go to Dave Harvey's family, and there they are. I think it's Dave Harvey's family. Aren't they lovely?
Over to Gareth.
Well, I think they're just checking the substitution issue here. It was an issue that came to light in the second half. One of our teammates, Neil Perigo, he noticed that really they were rolling on the subs fairly eagerly, and I thought we might be able to catch them out because they can only make 6 substitutions in this game of rugby league.
Well, this could be one for what happened next. There's a bit of a delay here as the ref sorts himself out. He's nice sky blue, rather similar to the Coventry strip. Well, what is going on? This is one for Sporting Bloomers, this. As the blonde Chris Houston makes his way onto the pitch, he might not be able to come onto the pitch. Well, it all seems to be sorted out as we get the game back on the way.
And we apparently have just been informed we're zooming on Angela Powers, Sky Sports commentary. She does a bit of commentary for the Rugby League, and she is one great woman. I saw her at Headingley the other week doing the State of Origin match. What a woman, what can I say? I'm not so words, me, I'm stuck. Dave.
Sash, rather concerned about your liking for Angela Powers. She might be one hell of a woman, but, you know, happily married, I presume. That's a great kick as the Scotland, lack of communication, hesitant there as they struggle to make it outside their 20s. A great tackle there, 5 yards out from the Scotland line. Scotland going to have to work hard here. Another great tackle from Matty Reynolds. Matty Reynolds working really hard. As Houston with his first touch, a lovely bronze rinser there for Houston. I believe it's just for men. He's going grey, I believe.
Swinging around by Matt Pennington there.
As Scotland work the blind side.
Oh,
Pennington.
That's a boomer.
Booyaka!
Cowabunga! And the Scotsman is not happy about that, I'll tell ya.
That's a very poor kick as the England receive the ball. Ian Johnston turns it over on the 40 and makes yards to 50. He's on to 55 and great yards there from Ian.
It's Ian Johnson's parents.
I think we've just found out it's Ian Johnson's family members here on the touchline. Been very impressive in the early half.
Sorry to Dave Harvey and his family, it's Ian Johnson's parents and family.
Well, the man from Cheltenham and Gloucester has certainly been having a good game today, boys.
As Matt Reynolds goes into acting half, and Houston, as he steps up to mark, he's very, very... Well, Kinsey now, depth, as Mannion hits the line, inserts onto the line. Greg, well cleaned up by Greg, wasn't the best from Mannion. Reynolds now hits Woodburn to reset the pattern. Woodburn drove back 25 yards out now from the Scotland line. What can England put on here? As they work left with Greg. Scotland slow to move up. Greg makes good yards to the Scotland 17-yard line. And the shout is line ball as Mannion hesitates, moves it to Kinsey. But the Scotland winger well positioned and the Kinsey straight down his throat.
They're 3-1 and he kicks it, just be informed.
Yes, as the Scots find it hard to get out their 20s. This is great pressure from the England students as they work the blind side. Slow to move up though, England that time, maybe showing a bit of tiredness. As Scotland move it wide now. Another bust, no, another run, shall I say. To the 30, good running. As he plays the ball, another Scotland forward now taking it up. Really testing the England defence, but Neil Gregg matches him power for power. Gregg, the flame herd second row from Cumbria, does enjoy his Cumberland sausage. Back to Houston now, the second row, he puts a nice kick in. It's a lovely kick actually as it rolls into touch. And Simpson watches it into touch.
Get him alive on this scrum. Get him alive. Let's get involved,
I think Neil Gregg's got a bit of a knock. The physio's coming on to see him. I don't know. He's got knocked to the head.
A bit delayed play again as the scrum forms and Neil Gregg gets treatment. A few of the Scotland boys on the knees. Now let's see what they can make of this. Can they pressure the England line? They need a good set of 6 for England to make their way out of this tricky patch. Gareth Shepherd.
Well, this really is a pressure point. We've seen England, they've been losing the ball on their put-in because of this big Scottish pack putting pressure on. This really could be a flashpoint. This might be one of the turning points in the game. What's your opinion, Sash?
Well, all I can say, Gareth, is just wait till the scrum's formed, and if they score, they score. We'll have to wait and see, but I think England, you know, they'll stay calm. John Kane's obviously a bit concerned of good set of 6 here. Work for the kicking, and it's obviously a good kick from Chris Kinsey.
Well, that's a very obvious view there, Sash. I mean, if they do work hard, they will score eventually. As England now. Feed the scum. It comes out with Kinsey. I've just been threatened by my co-commentator. It's Houston now. Meets Mannion, and Mannion forced back to the 5-yard line. It's now England's turn to get over rough patch. As I settle the storm, great scooting from, and that's a swinging arm from Houston. As the blonde rinse challenges Matthew Reynolds to a duel.
Matthew Reynolds and Mr. Houston, they're not the best of mates, but I'm sure they'll be having a drink together tonight.
There was a lot of bad buzz in the England camp this week over the second row of Houston. Got a nice tan, nice quick tan there on Houston. Sunbeds in Glasgow, there's a lot of them, and I'm sure he's visited one as he shouts his head off there. Lovely man, lovely family man.
About Sunbeds, David, a couple of our lads went visit them this morning. Cy Unsworth and Gary Doherty, unfortunately they did not play today due to injury, and they went to Sunbeds and said they were fine, and they got a really nice tan. Ooh, and Woodburn cops a bit of an elbow there, buddy. But he gets on with the game because he's a good lad. He's from Badder. Greggy from Loughborough. Good bust there. He's pumping the legs and he's looking to offload. He gets offloaded. Kinsey is very deep here, England. Mannion is brought down by Houston, and again, and it's gonna go. It's off. It's got a yellow card. It's got a yellow card. Houston there on Mannion. Put on a bit of a punch, but he's got a sin bin, so I don't think we've seen him for about 10 minutes, obviously.
Well, Sasha just queried the ruling on this. I mean, I'm sure a foul play deserves a sending off, but it does not surprise me this referee's not been the most convincing. As Perry puts the ball into touch now, what can England do here? This could be a vital part of the game. Could kill the game off here in this next set of 6. As Matty Reynolds shapes to tap the ball, missed to Woodburn as he sets up. It's a turn up. It's back to the blind side. Mannion decides what to do. Mannion's been a bit indecisive in this half with the ball in his hands. He dived with the ball a lot. As we go over to Gareth Shepherd at News at 10.
I think it's a bit harsh on Kev. I mean, he's playing really out of position today at standoff. He is, first and foremost, a very, very good loose forward. And, of course, even the greatest players like Andy Farrell can struggle at standoff.
Maybe Gareth, but he's a very experienced international, and the England camp are really looking more from the more experienced players. A lot of youngsters in this side, as we see here in Mike Seddon and Matty Reynolds. As he's set now, Greg takes the ball to the sticks. Well, there's a lot of holes, a lot of leaks in this Scotland defence, I'm sure. Woodburn leaches out, and that's a try for England as the referee walks back to the end goal area and points to the try. Now over to Gareth Shepherd.
Well, this is a move that's been on. Woody scored off it the other day against Ireland. It's a move we know is the... and, of course, Johnny there, the physio, says he's going to be raising the roof later. But, yeah, back to that move. It's a move called the Cougar, inspired by John Cain himself. And it does work. And, of course, that's the second time Woody scored off it.
As Perry shapes up now. Very pert bomb on Perry there.
Steve Perry has the extras to bring the score to Scotland 12, England 26. What? Just being informed by Dave Abrams' brother that there's 5 minutes to go.
Now England got to show the character here and the holdout. Next 5 minutes and they will be crowned tournament winners. But let's see what the Scots are made of. Showed a lot of pride and passion in this game. And to be fair enough, they've got a lot of talented lads. I think back to coaching in the years to come, they'll develop into a strength, into a as Matty Daniels shapes to come onto the field with his mop of hair, very nice. He tracks the girls, does Matty.
Matty, don't forget the carb drink, mate.
Fancies herself as a bit of a pin-up, does Matty. As the ball, a lot of indecision there from the Scotland forward once again as he picks it up and works well. Knees pumping, met by Greg and Woodburn. Now Greg works from marker, but it's a good scoot there from one of the Scotland backs. But he's drove back and he makes around 1 metre in total. Now Scotland going to find it hard to... Oh, and that's a terrible ball. It's all going wrong here for Scotland.
And we've got a substitution taking place.
Champagne.
I think Kev Mannion's coming off, and on comes Matt Daniels for his second cap for England. Matty from St Helens College, he's only a young lad, and he had a good game against Ireland midweek, and let's see what we can do now. Anyway, Kinsey feeds, Simpson moved to stand off, and he knocks on, so Mark will be a bit disappointed about that. And we've got Houston shouting his mouth on at the far side. I think he just wants to get it back on, does Chris. He's obviously a bit disappointed with being sin-binned.
Well, rugby league's a family sport, Sash, and I'm not impressed with Houston's language there. But as we go back to the game, Scotland work hard out of the 30. It's a good scoot, this. And Robinson, he's looked the most dangerous for Scotland. Along with some of the Scottish forwards, here's another one, a Keith Wood look-alike, as he takes the ball to the 45-metre line. Good work this from Scotland now. Into a bit of a purple patch. They're running now, running well, and good chase from Matty Daniels, but he's a bit out of position. He needs to get back on his wing. And good running here from the Scots lads, showing that Braveheart spirit. As the callers pressure the kicker. But the Scots lads a bit indecisive again, and they died with the ball as it's turned over on the England 22. As Simon Bowles now looks to penetrate the Scottish defence. Great yards from Bowles, he makes the 40-metre line.
Bowles has done well there. That's his second hit above the half. He's really working hard in attack.
Bowles is having an excellent game, just as he did against Wales on Monday. He made yards and yards and yards. I'm surprised actually that he wasn't on from the start today.
Well, a bit of inside information on Simon Bowles. I believe he hurt his finger bowling on Wednesday evening, and he had to go to hospital for the bowling ball to be removed from his finger. As the balls move wide to Smith. Great ball, Smith to Pennington. Now watch Pennington. Dummies. He's still going though, and he shows a lot of strength. Maybe Matty Daniels was a better option as he works hard off the floor to play the ball. Matty Daniels now. Head down. No. Wrong decision again from Daniels. And he might be hurt. Oh no, he's regained the ball.
It is. We've just been informed. We've got some news here. Matthew Pennington's parents are in the house. Unbelievable. Scenes of jubilation, and they're really enjoying it. Matt Pennington from Leeds University, nicknamed Knocker, 22 years old, good friends with Dan McCormack, who isn't here today. What else we got about Matt Pennington, David?
Yeah, it's a very influential person on the field and a very colourful character off the field. As we saw in the nightclub on Wednesday night, but we'll go no further.
Well, his girlfriend might see this video, so we can't say anything about that. We just said a few lagers and went home with a pizza.
He also does an excellent impression of Barry White. I mean, really good. I mean, his voice is incredibly deep, isn't it? Very manly voice, Dave. What's your comment on that?
You are? What the fuck are you? Hey, listen, I'm not talking here.
Yes, Matt, I believe he got hit in the throat when he was playing rugby, and that even deepened his voice further as Scots put a kick in, and Dave Harvey recovers the ball on the England 10, or hesitates to, but well picked up. Works hard, he showed a lot of strength as Harvey, a few busts today. As the England men work hard out their 20. But a few of these Scots forwards are tiring now, as we see Matty Daniels making a great bust. His former Salford Red, he goes for the outside, but it's a great cover tackle by the Scotland fullback. Daniels working hard off the floor.
Well, Matty Daniels, he's been going cross-country running again, as he did on Wednesday, but great yards from the youngster.
The Scotland defence definitely tiring, but Smith turns the ball over and Scotland recover. Now can they consolidate here, Scotland? Showed a lot of passion, and there they go again. The Scots forward takes it up, met hard by Woodburn, forces the ball up, but the referee deems it's ripped out.
Back to Matt Pennington. Matt Pennington, England captain. Matt went on tour to France with the Great Britain students, and he got the man of the series. I'm sure I'll be looking forward to a trip to Queensland in the autumn.
Right. I'll have to leave you now, Sasha. I'll go down to the touchline to celebrate with my co-players. Thank you very much, everyone. It's Dave McCormack signing off.
Scotland come blind. Can they make some yards? It's tackled well there by Cy Bowles and Mike Seddon. So I've got a chance to get one last score and a bit of a consolation try maybe. If they get it wide, they could score. They've got 4 on 2 here, 3 on 1, 2 on 2, and they've knocked the ball on, and it's Dave Harvey who picks up. And Harvey does well there, he evades the defence again. This lad is strong. One of the strongest fullbacks about, along with Glenn Hutton, who's unfortunately had to go home because he's got game for Barra tomorrow. And that's a knock on there by, I think it's Bowles. Simon Bowles from Bradford will be upset about that. I think he's took a knock because he's staying down. So he slowly gets to his feet. Scotland will have a feed 10 metres from the England line. That's a massive hit by, oh, the linesman's got his flag up. That was a big hit there by Max Simpson, the linesman. He's not happy on the far side. So it's it's given a high tackle, but I disagree with that. I thought that was a big hit there by Siggy. And he might look only smaller, but I can tell you now, we can bench 90 kgs. Anyway, in the meantime, Scotland go for a try again. He's held up just short of the line. And I think they've got to put some direction in here. They haven't got no angles at all. And it's a try, is it? No. The shot again, they've got to get the ball out wide. They're just slacking, punching in the middle. And and it's Houston again. Houston's got sent off for punching someone. I don't know his punch, but he's got sent off. I think it's the number 1 Dave Harvey, but I'm not sure because I can't see from here. John Kane's upset. Houston's making his way towards the changing rooms. I'm not sure he's got sent off. I'm not sure he's injured. And it's and Houston and John Kane. We're in the last few minutes here, and the poos hit the fan apparently. I think it's Dave Harvey, but I can't quite see from here. Yeah, it's Dave Harvey because he's lost his scrum cap. So it's a penalty to England. Scotland down to 12 men. Concerned by 14 points, so the game's up for them. So Steve Petty to find touch, finds it, just short of the 20-yard line. So England, after a bit of urgency here, they really want to get another score. Woodburn does well, good yard, Steve Woodburn. He did well, and the referee blows the final whistle. England, the 1998 Home Nations champions. Well done, England. They've played well, and good luck. Sash Brooks signing off. Good night.
Traditional, Matt is going to say a few words to the assembled masses. Show me, show me, show me your love. I'd just like to say thanks a lot to John Kane. He's drilled as well, and we haven't used one of his drills yet in the 3 games. Maybe we might organise a game against South Mongolia. We might be able to put one on against Dan John. But I think basically team spirit's won it for us. We haven't performed as well as we'd like to, but at the end of the day we're showing a bit of grit and bottle, which is I think what the team's made of, and made up for all the lads and all those 4 people over there who were supporting us. Best England boys.